Hi everyone, happy Friday. Welcome. My name is Fabie Brown. I'm a brand ambassador for Redesign with Prima. And if you joined me last week on my live, we worked on drawer sides, but we did them on raw wood. So I thought that we'd continue with that theme, and I wanted to show you today how to do it on painted drawers. So what I'm working on is currently working on this wicker nightstand, and I actually did paint this wicker nightstand, so it looks like this. And but it was dark wood, so I lightened it, and then I thought I'd add this really fun pop of color, this green here, because it kind of all goes with like that same kind of vibe that's really in right now, like the boho and all the plants and all of that stuff. So so I ended up painting the sides of the drawers in this really bright green. Just reminds me of like a plant, so I thought it was really cool. And so what I am gonna do is I wanna add, so this is a transfer that I'm thinking about adding today. Hey Roz, I wanna do this because I just love butterflies, and I feel like it goes really well with this whole vibe of this piece. So I'm gonna be adding this Parisian butterflies transfer to the sides. But before I do that, I want to do some stamping on the sides of these, because as you can see here, this transfer has like the script in it, and I really love this, but I want to do like a contrasting script. So instead of using what comes in the transfer tube, I am gonna use the stamp. Look at how cool is that? That is all script there. Like, I just love script, and it's so easy to use. And so I'll be adding the script to these sides of these drawers, and I want to do it in this copper color. Hi Erin. And so I thought it was super cool that it's it's going to contrast really nicely against this green. So what you do with the decor, okay, so let's talk about these little ink pads. They come in so many colors. So if you haven't checked out the Redesign with Prima website, hop over there and you can see all of these ink pads in so many colors. Whatever color you can think of, it's there. So that's really cool about that. So what I am going to do is today, though, I'm going to be using the copper. And since this guy is so big, I just love it. I mean, look at all of that script. Isn't that amazing? Oh, you just got there and you just got the script stamp. You're going to love it. It's so amazing. I love this one. Okay, so then I'm gonna take this, and the cool thing about these pads is that they're magnetic, so it just like clamps back on. So that's really, really, really handy. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna take the stamp, and like I said, because it's a larger stamp, I'm just gonna kind of like do like a pressing motion. So I'm just gonna put the stamp on my hand, and I know I only want to use this section here, so I'm just gonna take the stamp and apply it, the ink pad, and apply it to the actual stamp. And so we're just gonna press down, get that ink all over the stamp. This way when we transfer it onto the side of the drawer, it's perfect and we don't have any missing areas. So make sure you get all of those sections. All right, so we've got that ink on there. And so that's what it looks like. And I'm only gonna move this guy out of the way really quickly, because this is a newer nightstand, so it has like this situation here. So I'm gonna go above that, and I'm just gonna place my stamp very carefully, and then just press. You want to make sure you get all the little sections. You want to make sure that you get all of the little sections, and be patient. Just take your time, and then just go ahead and press. There's also a block that you can use with these stamps, and that helps tremendously. But yeah, so you can do it like this too, though, and you just press. Make sure everything is nice and every little section is applied there. And since this one has so many little, so much little writing, I just want to make sure that I get everything on there so we don't have any missing pieces. So yeah, and then just like that, we're gonna lift, and there it is. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty good on there. Let's see. If not, I'll bring it closer. All right, let me show you guys. It's the lighting, but you can see because it gives it that pretty sparkle. Look at that. So pretty, that copper. How pretty is that? Love it. Okay, so let's do the other side, the other drawer. And let me show you guys again. We're gonna take the ink pad and our stamp, and I'm just placing it on my hand just to add, just so that I know like how or where I want to place the ink. And we're just gonna tap it on here. Make sure that you're getting a good amount of ink on there. And I just love the shimmer that this copper has. It's so pretty. I love all things shimmery, so that's one thing you'll notice about me. Give me all the shimmery paints. Give me all the glitter. I want it all. All right, so how's everyone doing today? I'd love to hear where you guys are joining from. I am in Southern California, currently at my store in the city of Fontana. And believe it or not, we're expecting rain. I know it never rains in Southern California, but we're getting ready to get hit with a huge storm. All right, so same deal. We're just gonna press until we get all of that ink down and onto the side of our dresser, our drawer sides here. And like I mentioned before, there is a block that you can use. It has a handle on it and you can like press down. It attaches actually to the stamp, and then you kind of do like this thing. And that's easy too, but for this one I like to do it like this. So remove it, and there we go. That is what that looks like. Let me show it to you again. Look at how pretty that is. See all that sparkle? Isn't that pretty, Erin? So cute. Okay, so we're gonna let that side dry, but I did do the other sides, so we can go ahead and start adding our transfer to this side. So this side's already dry, and I'm gonna be using this one. It's the Parisian butterflies. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this transfer. So it's a 24 by 35. And it comes, let's see. And so this is what it looks like out of the tube. And it has our fun little grid marks here. It makes it super easy. And so it's like 4 sections. It has the butterflies here. We got script here. And then we have, how cute are these birds? We have birds and then more script. So today I'm not using any of the script because I did the script in the stamp. And actually I'm not gonna do, I'm mainly using the butterflies today. So we're gonna leave this transfer for another day, another project. What we will be using today are all of these adorable butterflies. Look at all those colors. So pretty. So I'm gonna just cut this to remove this guy that I'm not using. And so like I mentioned before, please make sure that you're not allowing, like even when you take the transfer out of the tube, because these do come apart very easily, which is really good. You want it to do that, but just make sure that this is not somehow coming too far down where your transfer is sticking onto itself, because it will get ruined and you don't want that to happen. So just handle it with care, and then you won't have any issues. So I will be using, so the beauty of this one is that I can basically just pick whatever butterfly I want to pick, and then I will just start applying them in any order that I want. I'm gonna bring this closer so you guys can see how pretty these butterflies are. Look at all those rich colors, so pretty. All right, so I would love to get your guys' input, and I'd love to hear which butterflies I should go with. What do you guys think? Are you leaning more towards these pink ones, the brown ones? What do you guys think? Which one should I use first? Okay, yeah, this one, the green and white one, or is this the one that you're suggesting, Tash? Yeah. This one? Okay, let's pick that. It's like a minty green. That's really pretty. I do like that, the pale pinks, this one, and the white ones. They're like minty. So this is like a minty and then the pale. Let's do those. I think that those are perfect. They'll contrast really pretty against this green background. And this is really cool because if you follow trends, you know that boho chic is like really in right now. And everybody loves butterflies and they love wicker and everything natural and plants and, you know, and anything that's, I mean, anything that's vintage really is like really like in right now. Baskets and all that fun stuff. So I feel that these butterflies tie in very well with that aesthetic. Butterflies are always, they're kind of like a thing that they come in style, then they go out of style, then they come back in style. So they're in right now. So we're gonna go ahead and jump on that trend also. So let me get all of these little guys cut out here. And again, like I said, these ones, they don't have to go in any particular order. You can just add them how you want to place them and whatever order you want to place them in. But that grid is very helpful for when you're doing like the other ones that it's like a full sheet of like floral. It just makes it so much easier to line up. I love it. Okay, we're gonna do all the pinks. And this guy here is really cute. So I'm gonna cut these out and get them into just individual ones. And so if you joined me last week, we did do like the side of the drawers too, but we did it on raw wood. So I wanted to show you guys today how I do it with painted sides. And then, and it's really easy. I get a lot of people ask me like, will the drawer rub off the transfer while I'm opening it? And the answer to that is no, it will not, as long as the drawer is not rubbing the frame of the nightstand, dresser, whatever piece of furniture you're using. It shouldn't do that anyway. So if that's happening, I would recommend that you sand the frame so that you don't have that issue, because it shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, this is a really fun way to just add a pop to the side of the drawers when you pull them out. I think it's really fun. I have a lot of clients who actually request this look. They love it. Because although people will say, well, no one's going to see it, but you'll see it. Your buyer will see it. And, you know, that's all that matters. As long as they're happy, that's all that matters. As long as you're happy and you want to do this to the side of your drawers, that's all that matters. Okay, so I'm almost done here, getting all these little pink ones off. And as you notice, I'm being very careful when I'm cutting them to make sure that that backing, that white backing stays on the butterfly, because I don't want the transfer to stick onto itself. So I got all of these guys cut out, and I'm loving how these minty ones are looking next to that green. That's really pretty. So let me kind of eyeball this really quickly. I'm just gonna kind of do a random pattern. So let's start with this pink one here. And I do, so what you're gonna do, here's your transfer, here's the backing. This is just the protective sheet. You remove this, this is trash. And then this is what your transfer is. You want to make sure that this part is not touching itself, because you will ruin the transfer. So just be very gentle. And then we're just going to place the transfer where we want it to go. And I think I like it here. So I'm going to just kind of press it down here. And so your tube comes with a wooden stick. Let me grab that because it's not in my tube. I took the transfer out earlier and I must have I moved the little stick. So anyway, it comes with this little stick, this little guy here. And so this is what you're gonna use. Yes, Dawn, the molds are incredible. So I'm using this tool, and this is what comes in your tube. So you get the tube, then you get the transfer, and then you get this little wooden tool. And then you're just gonna, I like to start at the top. You start rubbing at the top, making sure you're rubbing firmly, not too rough, and you don't wanna go too fast because you could accidentally flip the plastic, and that will, you run the chance of ruining the transfer. So nice firm rubbing, and just take your time. It will release on its own. You don't really have to, you don't have to be too aggressive. Just, there you go. See how easy that is? It's already lifting. So I like to kind of get a little corner and start lifting as I'm going and kind of pulling back. And just ensuring that everything has adhered properly to the surface. This way we don't have any issues. And if you see, like say, like you're lifting and you see that something is not adhered, just kind of place the plastic back down and then just go back over it. So yeah, it's very, very simple to transfer these images onto the surface that you're trying to attach them to. And so we're almost done here. And so once we remove this clear portion from the transfer, once the transfer is on the surface, we're going to go and make sure that we're pressing down on the transfer so that there aren't any like bubbles or anything like that. Just make sure that it's fully attached to the surface of whatever you're working on. Be a drawer front or the side of the drawers, top of the drawer, I don't know, anything. Just always go back and make sure that it's fully attached. And so see how easily that transferred, and how pretty is that against that? You see all that shimmer? So pretty. And so now you take another butterfly, and I am thinking about doing this smaller one here. And so let's see. I'm just gonna kind of play around with it. There's really no particular pattern that I'm trying to create here. It's just trying to add something pretty to the side of the drawer, and this is the way to do it. Super easy way to add something fun and make your piece stand out amongst the rest if you're selling them, and if you're keeping it for yourself, it's a great way to still make them stand out amongst everyone else's, because this isn't really something that you see very often. So that's you know, I like to be different, so this is a great way to be different and have a pretty piece of furniture inside and out, I guess, huh? The sides of the drawers will be pretty also. Okay, so you see how I'm just rubbing this back and forth and just kind of gently lifting the plastic so that the transfer transfers. And you see how easy that is? Just transfers right. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's move on to the next one. And I think I'm gonna add this green one now. And so I also wanna mention, so for instance, you know, you don't actually have to do the whole side of the drawer if you don't wanna waste product. Because in essence, like for instance, this one does pull all the way out, but most of them don't have, most pieces, like vintage ones that we work on, don't have like this kind of track system. It's mostly like just like the drawer that pulls out on a, and it has like the rail underneath. So I would say just kind of go to wherever the drawer pulls out the furthest and stop there if you're trying to conserve product. That's my recommendation. And so, but for this piece in particular, it does pull out all the way, so I will be adding the butterflies all the way to the very back, to the very end of the drawer. And so once you're done, you know, adding your your transfers to whatever surface you're adding them to, you want to make sure that you are protecting them. And you can use a water-based polyurethane, which is what I use. You can also use wax. Those are the ones that I recommend. My top choice though is going to be a water-based polyurethane. I feel that that protects it. I've never had any issues with that, so yeah, it's a great way to protect the transfer. You want to make sure that you're protecting the transfer for sure. It's just going to make it last a lot longer, especially if it's something that's going to get a lot of use. Okay, and so let's see here. I'm going to slide this drawer really quickly back into the nightstand just to see how far it pulls out. And yeah, so we're right there. We're right where we need to be. So that took 3 butterflies. It basically comes out to here. So this doesn't need to be done because that's just wasting product. No one's going to be able to see that. And so this side now, it's dry. This is what we just stamped. And I love how that script looks. You know how pretty that is. And of course there's multiple colors that you can do the script in. I just really wanted to do like the the shimmer. I wanted to do the copper because it kind of matches this wicker piece that I just refinished. And it just kind of ties everything in together. So let's go ahead and do this really fast. Let's do another butterfly here. Wait, let's see what we did on the other side. We started with pink, so I think I'll flip it this time and I'll start with the mint one instead. And this time I'll go this way. And again, just take our tool and then we're going to just rub and get this transfer on here. So yeah, it's very, very easy. Has anybody done this before? Like added the transfer to the side of drawers before? I'd love to hear if you've done it. Also, another recommendation that I have is like if you have a transfer that is like a full floral, you don't need to paint your drawer sides unless you're trying to make the color maybe a little more vibrant. Then you know you could. But I did a desk at the end of December. It was a hot pink desk, and I added the cosmic, I forget the name of it, but this really bright, beautiful transfer. Has like a lot of pinks and reds, and it's all floral. So I didn't actually have to paint the sides of the drawers, and it just like, it's just so vibrant, like it just pops. So you don't need to paint it unless that's something that you want to do, but it's not necessary if it's like a full floral transfer. But for this one, I did because I showed you guys last week how we did it on raw wood. So now I want to show you how you can do the transfer on a painted drawer side and then add pieces of transfers. And you can see how beautiful that contrast is. All right, so bear with me, almost done here. Does anybody have any questions? So you see how easily that just transfers onto the surface. You have a little, I pulled it a little too soon there. So yeah, again, be patient because you want to make sure that your transfers properly and you don't have any issues. And I think this little pink one looks really very sweet here. So we'll just add this guy here, kind of going in the opposite direction. And same motion, just back and forth. Now, Prima does have a different tool that you can use. It does come with this, like I mentioned, this comes in the tube, but there is also another tool that you can use, and it's on the Redesign with Prima page. And I did add the link for you to be able to find like your local retailer if you wanted to get any of these products that I'm using here today. And this one is called the Parisian butterflies. And I love it because it has like the script, and then it comes with birds too. So it's a really, really great transfer because it has a lot of different things going on. So it makes it very versatile. And so you could even use different sections. You can use it all on one project, or you can use different, like how I'm using today. I'm only using the butterflies, and I have the rest there, and I'll use that on a different project. So I can add this guy here, and then I'm gonna slide this back in, and I'm gonna take the phone off of the stand so that you guys can see what it looks like once the drawer is back inside of the nightstand. And again, my name is Fabie Brown. I am the artist and owner at Blush and Ivy Design. Feel free to follow along on all social sites. Okay, we're almost done. Transferring this cute one. And how cute is this? This actually looks like that Neapolitan ice cream. It's brown, a little bit of white with the pink. It's very pretty. Okay, and so you see how easy that transfers. What's everybody working on this weekend? I'd love to know what you guys are working on this weekend. Anybody doing a transfer project? What are you guys working on? And if you guys have any questions, I'm gonna definitely try to answer them. If I don't get to them today, I know Roz is in here with me, so she's definitely helping answer any questions you may have. But I'll definitely answer any that don't get answered at the end. Okay, and see, this one had a little bit of like wrinkles, so you just want to make sure that you're like pressing down so that everything is like nice and flat. So there's that. And so let's add this guy back into the nightstand, and I'm gonna bring you guys along so you can see what it looks like once the drawer is pulled out. So bear with me just a little bit. We're gonna have a little bit of movement here, and here we go. Okay, so here is the nightstand that I'm working on. Like I said, it's a little boho nightstand. I painted it, and now I want to show you guys how. So it's painted, but it's very simple, but it's really cute. But look at now. Like once we added this, look at how pretty that is. So now when you open your nightstand, this is what you're gonna see. And it's so much fun, and it's so pretty. So, and how easy was that? Like that took no time at all. And so all I did was I painted this in like a really pretty green, and then I added that script stamp to it in copper. And then I added the Parisian butterfly transfer to the side of it. And it just like transforms the entire piece. It goes from something so simple like this to now, when you open it, you get this on the sides. Like that is amazing. So much fun. So I'd love to hear if you try this technique, and I'd love to see your projects. So just make sure that you guys are sharing them with us on the Redesign with Prima on the group here so we can take a look, because we love seeing all of your projects. And so like I said, a really easy and fun way for you guys to transform your drawer sides. I will be back next Friday, and I don't know what we're going to be working on, but I'm leaning towards a jewelry box. And I'd love for you guys to join me. So again, my name is Fabie Brown with Blush and Ivy Design. And I wish you guys all a great weekend, and I will see you guys all next week.